2016 budget, 2015-2016 snowmobile trails, grant and aid program, economic development planning. Can I have a sponsor? Sponsor, have a second. Barbara, thank you. Is there any discussion? Wishes of the committee? Full board? Thank you. So we're going to close the economic development and planning. Do we have a sponsor for closing it?
Make a motion.
Okay. Motion. John will second it? Okay.
Second.
Next is I'd like to call to order the Physical Services Committee. Is there any discussion to come before the committee?
Yes, Chair. Just 2 items. I was in attendance at the Town of Glen board meeting last evening. They asked that I bring up to this committee and to the executive who's in attendance as well. They're having 2 issues in regard to physical services. One, there's an agreement that we passed on as this legislature late last year for the repair and resurfacing of the Glen Park Road. The repair work was supposed to be completed by the end of 2015, and it had not. So what the status of that is, knowing that the entire resurfacing needs to be complete next year before it's turned over to the town. Additionally, they're having I guess a long-term problem with debris, non-authorized debris coming into their sanitary sewer system from the jail, and they've alleged that the grinder pump on the jail property is supposed to have a trash rack of some sort before
being passed at the county level, or at least adopted in each one of the budgets, providing for, I think, $50 for each legislator that serves, or supervisor, or mayor, or member at large. So this has been all over the place for the last 20 years. And former supervisors, current legislators, mayors, I don't know if the term officer means officer of the county. Does that mean mayor? That was still to be determined. I know you were looking into that. But what I've done is asked the county attorney and through Nicole to make sure that this year nobody's paid, at least for now, until they get it all straightened out. But this goes back decades. I think I hit it, didn't I?
Yeah.
I just want to be transparent about it, about what's happened, what's taking place, and what we've done to try to correct it.
Legislator White.
Just as an add-on, something that kind of directed towards the county attorney, I know in times that any employee is, by a clerical error or computer error, paid too much or too little, that you need to look back 2 years and make that correction, whether it be to collect funds from that employee or make that employee whole on the salary that they were supposed to get. Would that come into play, and by any means would the county have an obligation to collect those funds?
It's a little bit of an unusual situation and something I'm still looking into at this point.
As I alluded to the chair and as I said to the county attorney previously, I would have no problem paying back any monies that I received and shouldn't have received, but I think everybody would agree. You don't stop at 2 years. You ask everybody to pay back whatever it was, because it happened since its inception. Whether it's an obligation, maybe law says we're obligated to go back to, but I would certainly think we would go back and go back to whenever it started, which means county supervisors, possibly the mayors and the members at large.
It's an unusual situation, and it's not one where Montgomery County is alone. In my research looking into this, other counties did something similar, I imagine, for similar reasons, to get people to go to meetings. So I've been slowly going back through the paper trail for what happened in other counties, looking at some of the laws and trying to figure out how what a prudent way would be to address the issue from the past payments.
Legislator Wheeler.
Is it for mayors as well in different, because I know that, I think if there's other people on the sewer board as well as, like when it was Board of Supervisors, there were members at large and other people, so they were paid, like for example, $50 per meeting. So they wouldn't necessarily be included in this, but the other ones would be pretty easy to track down.
Well, under the county law and under County Law 261, that doesn't extend to mayors or town supervisors.
Gotcha.
But that's not saying there's not another law, not something hidden in town law that would apply to it. And there are some interesting attorney general opinions out there. So it's not something I have a fully developed legal brief on at this point, but because it's just as recently is something that came to my attention. So it's something we certainly want to do our due diligence on.
Legislator Quackenbush.
Just so everybody understands what the makeup of this board has been forever until the county charter was passed. There's 6 municipalities. The village of Fort Plain, who has a mayor as a representative, the village of Nelliston, who has a mayor as a representative, the village of Palatine, that has a mayor as a representative. Then there were 3 supervisors. All had a piece of the game because they all had hookups. It may have only been one hookup from the sewer district, or it may have been the vast majority. And they were the towns of Canajoharie with 1 hookup. Minden, I think, had 6, and then the town of Palatine had a few. Those 6 members made up that board, and then there was a member at large from within that entire district that could be appointed. What happened when the legislature the charter was formed, we at the legislatures, or we at the sewer board said we should make a recommendation that the legislature sit in now instead of the town supervisors. Looking back at that, I believe possibly a mistake, because the legislatures don't have stake in the game, the town supervisors do. And the more that we as a sewer district continue to look at this, we feel like that district should be more of a advisory council than a board, because anything we do needs, just like tonight with the sewer district passing, just like the resolution for the member at large, everything we do there has to come here. And we feel, I believe the vast majority feel, and Roy and Mark, correct me if I'm wrong, but that the county executive should be treating this more as just like another department. They're within the county budget. You know, we had a issue with the liability or the insurance up there that actually the county executive, I believe, was somewhat left out of, because we were taking care of it at the district level, and I believe we really had no business doing that. It was okay for us to make a recommendation and to advise. So, as I said last year, I believe that the sewer district should be disbanded. I don't like the fact of where it's at right now, but in order to do that, I agree with the county attorney. There's a process involved, because there was a local law and everything that involved to get it started. You would have quite a process probably getting it unresolved, but I think it's where we should be heading.
Legislator Benia?
Yes. I just want to thank the sanitary board for trying to straighten this out and bring it to our attention. I'm wondering if I should sponsor a resolution to go to full board on a study of the sanitary district and exactly, it's kind of confusing on exactly what their role is, what the board role is. I don't know if that's something that the county attorney can handle, but I think we need to figure out exactly how to handle that sewer district.
Legislator Quackenbush?
And again, I don't want to just bring up the sewer district all night, but we have a consolidation study that was just a draft consolidation study that was handed to us last Saturday at our 3-hour meeting. That study was to see if we thought it was to see if it was feasible for us to go in with the Canada-Heritage plan. That they have their district, they don't have a district, they have their own. The village of Canada-Heritage is not in our sewer district, the town is. So there's this plan down there. What's the feasibility of joining the two together? So this study was done. And the whole time the county's left out of it. In essence, the county executive's office, so one of the requests that was made from the sewer district last Saturday was if we could please have a meeting that had the county executive and the county attorney there, so we can talk about all of it and try to figure out where to move with this. You know, meetings are Saturday mornings. I know it's a bit inconvenient, but our next meeting is the 20th to have the 20th of February for this consolidation thing, but we could have it on any Saturday. They did select me again as temporary chairman, no pay. I told them, cut off the checks. And I'm willing to serve in that capacity forever, how long they wish to have me. But, you know, until we get an answer, they want me to stay in that